Dear students, welcome back to Object-Oriented Programming using Java. This is VSN Kumar, Department of Computer Science, Archer Degree College, Kakinada. In the last section, I started the topic of control statements. It is one of the important topic in every programming language. Now in this section, I am continuing the topic with different conditional and looping statements and jumping statements. Now, welcome to control statements. What is control statements? Control statements are the statements that controls the execution of your program. That means they make decisions, loopings and jumpings. In a simple word, this topic helps you to write all set of programs, all types of programs, because without using control statements it is highly difficult to write complex programs. Now there are three types of control statements: decision statements, looping statements, jumping statements. Now in the decision control statements, the best example of the decision control statements are if and switch. If and switch. So see here, what is if statement? If is a condition statement. That means where we are going to use a condition. If the condition is true, it executes a set of statements, otherwise it executes another set of statements. That means if the gender is male, his bonus is calculated according to this requirement. That means this block of statements. If he is not male, then another set of statements. That means according to the gender category, that execution will choose one of the set among two sets. That is the concept of if. So that's why in if we say condition. Here the condition is most important. Basing on the condition, we select a group of statements, because I don't want to execute these two blocks. Only one block I want to execute. If number is divisible with 2, then it is even, otherwise it is odd. Such type of contest. For example, I have a car and a bike. Now the concept is, I will go to the college either by car or bike. There will be the situation. The situation is, if it is raining, then I will take car. In case if it is not raining, that means else I will take my bike. This is the contest where we require to choose the selection. That selection is possible with the help of if statement. So it is conditional statement because there is a condition. There are four types of if statements are supported in computer science. Remember, if is the statement that belongs to decision making or conditional statement. The way we are using if statements are classified into four types. The way we are using if statements, that's the forms of if statement. There are four types. One is simple if, another one is nested if, another one is if else, another one is else if. That means the first one simple if, the second one if else, then third one nested if, the fourth one else if. All these if statements are common, but the way we are using the syntax is going to change. That means if is a conditional control statements, especially it is a two-way branching, two-way. That means true or false. If the condition is true, go that block of statements, else go that side of statements. It means among two only one statement will be, one block of statement will be executed. Now, what is simple if? We simply say conditional branching statement, because if is the example of conditional branching. In case if you have a question, explain conditional branching statement. There is a condition, if the condition is true, it executes one set of block, otherwise it will execute another set of block. That conditions is possible with the help of if and switch. Both belongs to conditional. Now in this section I am giving you if. So what is if? This statement performs an action. It performs an action means execution of group of statements. If the condition is true. If the condition is true, it executes an action. That means whatever the block of statements we mentioned, that will be executed. When? If the condition is true. Otherwise, in case if the condition is not true, otherwise it skips that action and executes other statements. That is the only concept. If it is true, it executes. For example, if it is raining, if it is raining, go by car, go to college. In this context, if it is raining, then come to this block, go by car, and then coming down, go to college. Here college is important, but the criteria is go by car. In case if it is not raining, that means no need to use this car. So go directly to college. That means the specialty is if the condition is true, it performs an action. If condition is false, it will skip this block and go to the rest of the statements. That is the context. So here the syntax will be like this: if condition is true, it executes this block. A block is nothing but group of statements where I mentioned only one statement, that is statement 1. If condition is true, it executes statement 1 and then coming down, that is statement next. So if the condition is true, it executes statement 1 then coming to statement next. In case if the condition is false, it will go directly to statement next. So if the condition is true, it executes statement block and then statement next. If condition is false, go directly to statement next. That means the execution of this block is depending on the condition value true. But the thing is, how do we write the conditions? That's why we write the conditions with the help of relational operators. That means greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to. Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to. And in some situations, inside the relational expression, means in the relational expression, we use logical operators. They are and, or, not. So condition. So we create the condition with the help of relational operators: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal to. Here you have to observe that equal to is represented with double is equal to, not single equal to, because single equal to belongs to assignment statement. That means the right side value will be transferred to left side. Double equal to represents if the left side variable and the right side variable or value both are equal, it will be true. Not equal, if both are not equal, it will be true. Logical operators. The purpose of logical operators are to combine two different relational expressions. That is and, this is called and, this is called or, this is called not. Remember the symbol double ampersand, double pipe, double vertical pipe and exclamatory. These three symbols belong to logical operators. Don't get confused. Bitwise operators will be the same way, but instead of double ampersand there is only single ampersand. Instead of double vertical bars there is only single vertical bar for bitwise operators. So I'll tell you later on. Okay. So we write a condition with the help of the following operators. If the condition is true, it executes statement 1 and then going down. The execution never stops within the block. The action will be performed by executing this statement 1. After that it will going down. If the condition is false, it will go directly, because without else statement, whatever the if we are writing is called simple if. What is simple if? This is what is called simple if. In the simple if, there is no else clause. That means when the condition is false, it will go directly to statement next. If condition is true, it executes statement 1 and then going to statement next. So here if the condition is satisfied, assume. Here the condition is true, assume. Then statement 1 is executed followed by statement next. If the condition is true, it executes statement 1. If it is true, statement 1 and then continue to statement next and then going down. Otherwise, in case if the condition is not true, statement 1 block is skipped. So for example, if the condition is false, without executing the statement 1, it is going to statement next. So otherwise, statement 1 block is skipped and only statement next is executed. This is what is called it as simple if. Remember what are the syntax I am writing here? The syntax is called simple if. If someone asks you what is simple if? Simple if is nothing but a if statement without else clause, so that your block is executed when condition is true. That's all. There will be a true action. There is a true action, but there is no false action, because whether it is true, it executes statement going down. If it is false, it directly go to statement next. So this is what is called as conditional branching statement. The example is if statement. In the if, the first concept is simple if. See this program. I want to give a n value. I want to give a value for n. If n value is equal or less than 5, for example, system will ask a number that I am going to give a number 4. If the given number is less than or equal to 5, I need to print a message hello followed by welcome. That means if the number is less than or equal to 5, I need a message hello followed by welcome. If it is above 5, I need only welcome. Just a small context. So as usual, every Java program, as you know already, every Java program starts with class name, that is example. You may write anything. Inside the class there is a public static void main string args, where I defined a variable n with value 10. So this is initialization. Okay. Now n value is 10. Coming to the second line. If n less than or equal to 5, I told you this is called condition. This is condition. How do we create condition? Using relational and logical operators. Relational operators means less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. Its meaning is, I told you if the given n value is less than or equal to 5, I need hello welcome, otherwise I need welcome. In both, welcome is a common, that's why dividing the line hello in one side, welcome for a common line to execute the both situations, because welcome is required in both this context, both the situations. So that's why if n less than or equal to 5, if the condition is true, it will come down, then it is going to print hello. But the thing is, what is my n value? 10. So is n less than or equal to 5? False. So when it is false, it will skip this block. I told you already here. Otherwise, statement 1 block is skipped and only statement next is executed. So here n less than to 5, false. So otherwise, it will skip this statement 1 block, go to statement next. What is there in the statement next? Welcome. So it will print welcome. This means I don't want this hello, I need only welcome. Assume that if my n value is 4, Assume if my n value is 4, then if n less than or equal to 5, yes, because 4 is less than to 5, because you are the driver, you are going to take the decision. That's why, how do you write the condition? That is depending on you, because you are doing your program. So 4 less than to 5, that is true, then come down, it will print, now assume n value 4, it will print hello. After all, it won't stop there, because it will come to the next line. So whenever the system enters into the true block, after executing true block, then it will continue, because execution is nothing but flow of instructions. Okay, so it will come to the next line where it is going to print hello after welcome. That means it will print hello in one line, welcome in another line, because I use print line. In case rewrite the same program, retake the same program without ln, what happens? It will print hello, next it will print welcome. So hello welcome, it will look like this. So print ln, observe the difference. Okay. Now this is a small program. Remember, when you are writing a program, be sure every Java program starts with some class name. Within the class, where we write public static void main, and one more important thing you have to observe now. This is my main function. At the end of the main function, what I am writing? Return 0. In fundamental point of view, in the concept of functions, there is a fundamental rule. Every function, main is a function or method, every function must return a value. Why this value? Maybe the function is successfully executed, or function unable to execute, or my task is fulfilled, something I need to give. For example, I have given some work to you. What I am expecting from you? After the work, you have to inform me that your work is finished, or my work is not yet finished. You have to give a signal, that is, sir, yes or no. Like here also, a function is a task we are performing. That means whether it is a hello, welcome, or only welcome, whatever it may be, there is a small action I want to perform. Once the action is over, we need to give a message to the operating system or JVM. Of course, in Java, we are the responsible to JVM. So to JVM, we need to inform that my function is over, so that I need to return a value. So that's why I am writing return 0. 0 means integer. 0 means integer. So you may return 0 or 1, whatever it may be. In the function, the 0 means true. In function, the return 0 means true, remember. Okay. Whereas in the condition, 0 means false. But in the context of function, return 0 means true. That means here you are returning a value 0. Or you may return 5, you may return minus 5. Value is not important, but the returning value is important. So return 0. Here 0 is integer, so in the place of void, you need to write int. That's why every function must return a value. Here I am writing return 0, that's why I am writing a return 0, that's why I am mentioned int, public static int main. Public static int main, because I am returning a value. So that we must inform to the main that I am returning integer value. In case if I am writing return 1.5, okay, what are the values you want to return? Here 1.5 is double. So instead of int, you are going to write double. Now it looks like public static double main string args. You need to write like this. For suppose I am not writing return statement. Of course not required, because by default if you are returning a value or not value, no value, the JVM assumes automatically. So that's why it is not important. For example, you calculated some answer, you want to return that answer to main program, then you have to write return. But in this small program where just I want a message hello, welcome or welcome, So that's in my program, I am not interested to return any value. So remove this line. When you are removing line, if it means in your program if there is no return statement, there is no need of writing int or double, only void is sufficient. So when you are defining void, this is the correct context. When you are going to define void, void means nothing, no value is returning. Void means empty. That means my function is not returning any value, that's why I mentioned void. In case if I am going to return n, what is n? N is integer. So what I have to write? Integer. So before the main, why we are going to write void or int? In this context, I need to return n value because I calculated n. That's why I want to return n value. So when you are returning n value, be sure before main you need to mention int. If you are not writing any return, nothing, no return statement is there, then simply you are going to write void. So now in this context, what are the program I presented previously? In this program, it shows an error because you are returning 0. But whereas what you mentioned here, void. That means I am not returning any value. What represents? I am not returning any value. So that what happens? It unable to return. So that it is going to give you error. So that either remove return 0, or in the place of void write integer. Okay. Now my complete program is put this main method in class ABC. At the end you write. You all know that there is a string class and a system. Remember, in the string S is capital, in the system S is capital. These three predefined classes are available in Lang package. Whether you define Lang or not, no problem, because that package will load automatically at the time of executing the program. So that's why there is no need to write import. Whereas if there is a scanner, you must define import java.util.star. Okay. So this is my program. In this program, remember, remove return so that your program will run, or you are going to keep integer. Okay. Now there is another statement, if else statement. What is meant by if else? It is a two-way branching. Here true value is there, false value is there. That means if it rains, or if it is raining now, today, if it is raining, I will go by car, else go by bike to college. This is one context and this is another context. Assume now at present, if it is raining, assume outside, I observe that it is raining, then what happened? True. When it is true, it executes go by car, after that to college. It will skip this else block. It skips this else block, go by car to college. In case if it is not raining outside, assume, then comes to else, that is false. Else always executed if the condition is false only. So it comes to the else where go by bike and then to college. That means here the situation is, I mentioned a condition, if condition is true, it executes, if it is true, it executes the statements available between if and else. Assume if it is false, it will execute the block followed after else and then it will come down. That means two ways. The if else performs two-way branching. In two-way, the selection is going on with the help of true and false value. That's why it is called two-way branching. Why it is two-way? Because here the condition returns either true or false. Now according to that, you may see here, in C, two-way selection is implemented using if else statement. There are two ways. This is true, this is false. Always else holds false. A a composite statements that decides between the two possible action sets. What do you mean by composite statements? Assume here I mentioned statement 1. That means within this block you may write any number of statements. Any number of statements. When a block contains more than one statement, we say it as composite statement. Composite means collection of statements. Here also in the else, you may write a single statement or more number of statements. Where the more number of statements are nothing but composite statement that decides between the two possible action sets. There is one action set and there is another action set. Two possible action sets. But which action set will be executed? That is decided by condition. Again the same condition will be created with the help of relational operators or logical operators. So see this. In the above syntax, statement 1 will be executed when followed by statement next when the condition is true. When condition is true, it executes statement 1 followed by statement next. Statement 1 will be executed, okay. In the statement 1, what are the group of lines are there? Everything must be enclosed within braces. Braces. This is called composite statement. Composite statement followed by statement next when the condition is true. Otherwise statement 2 otherwise means false. Statement 2 will be executed followed by statement next. That means if it is true, the overall statements available in the statement 1 will be executed followed by statement next. Execution never stops in the middle, it will continue. So in this context, when the condition is false, it executes statement 2 followed by statement next. This is what is called if else statement. Okay. This is two-way branching statement. Okay. What type of statements we are going to write in the statement 1 when condition is true? What type of statements we are writing in statement 2, that is statement 1, statement 2, that is completely depending on your problem. Okay. See this program, a small one. Just I want to find a big number in two numbers. So far we know how to add, how to subtract, how to multiply, but we are taking decision. I have two numbers A and B. Which is big? That means if A is greater than B, A is big, otherwise B is big. Because there are two numbers only. If there are 10 numbers, you need to change your logic. So here A value is 10, B value is 5. Just to finding big number, that's why I taken the variables are integer type. And the third one is large. Now it is empty because I will compare the two variables A and B. The big value I will put it into large. I will store it into large. So that come down. If A greater than B is if A greater than B, A is greater than B. For example, 10 is greater than B. Condition is true. Come down. Large equal to A. That means A value will be transferred to large. A value will be transferred into large. If it is true, in case, for example, here A value 10, B value 5. 10 is greater than 5? Of course, yes. So that it is true. So that's why it is assignment statement. A value will be transferred into large. A value 10 will be copied into large. It means one copy will be transferred to large. After that, it will skip the else going to next line. Because it's not a compound statement. There is only one line I am writing. If there are more number of lines, put it in braces. For single line, no need to write braces. So it will skip the else block, go to this following line, where system will print big number. I want to print, where is my big number? Large. So it will print 10. Then come falling down. In case A value 10, B value 5, large. If A greater than B, okay, sorry to say, assume that B value I given 50. Come to my statement, is it A, if A greater than B, if is a keyword, else is a keyword, remember. If is a keyword, else is a keyword. Keywords are reserved words. Reserved words. It means a keyword performs a particular action according to the word. Okay? It performs a particular action. If A greater than B, is it A greater than B? A 10, B 50. Is it A greater than B? No. Condition is false. So when condition is false, what happens? It comes to else. In simple, if there is no else, that's why it is going out. But here there is the else clause is there, so that will come to else, where I am writing assignment statement, B value is assigned to large. Assigned to large. Then from that line it will come to the system.out.println. Here it is going to print big number. I want to print large. Large means 50. So this is what is the concept called it as if and else. Okay. Most of the places when you want to compare, for example, I want to find a number is even or odd. I simply will write, when we are seeing a number, we may say it is a even number or it may odd number, but in computer it is not like that. We need to write an instruction. Take a number, for example, in this context, the same construction, that means the previous example I given. In this context, I given here, if n percentage 2 equal to 0, I given n value 10, assume that, I given n value 10. So, if the n, I am dividing with percentage 2, if the remainder is 0, that means the n is divisible by 2, then you need to write system.out.println even, else system.out.println odd. You need to write like this. That means I told you, you are a driver, so you are riding your vehicle. That means decisions you have to take. I have n with 10, whether it is even or odd. How do you know? As usual, if number is divisible by 2, that's why I am writing, I am dividing n percentage. Percentage means I need remainder. So divide n percentage 2. For example, divide 10 with 2. 2 5s are 10. What is the remainder? 0. I am comparing, is the result equal to 0, print even, otherwise print odd. That means either even or odd, only one will be selected. So this is what is called if else statement. Okay. So remember this concept of simple if and if else. In the next section I will explain nested if and followed by ladder if in the next section. Okay. Dear students, usage of if statement is very much important. Very much important. Where how do you write the condition? That is one of the logical thing. Everyone concentrate more examples so that you will know. It is not an easy one, at the same time it is not a big thing. But thing is how we are comparing. For example, I want to find a number is prime or not. It means it is not a simple one just like even or odd. That means in the prime number there is one concept is there, that number never be divisible by any other number except 1 and itself. In my previous example, I just divided number by percentage 2. That means if a number is divisible with 2, even or odd. But here in the prime number it is not like that. The number never be divisible with any other number except 1 and itself. In this context, that means first we are going to divide with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to n. That means you need to create a loop. That's why all programs are not same. That you must catch where the logic is. Only the secret and the easy thing is observe any programs. The the programs, what you identified, and you check how the conditions they designed, what the logic of the program. Then only you will be know how do you write programs. Because so far in my programs I used scanner for reading, system.out.println for printing. I know some operators. I know how do you define variables. These contests are sufficient. Then you need to mix with this control statements so that you are going to generate any type of program according to your problem. So that's why concentrate more on programs. Soon I will explain. Once we finish all the control statements, I will give you a special class where I am going to give you the different programs, how you are going to think. Okay. So dear students, this is end of the topic today. Just to prepare well what is if, simple if, and what is if else. Definitely you will know or you will reach the point of the if, how we are going to use. In the next section, the remaining if statements I will explain to you. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day.